Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
Defensively, they're the best. I don't know any team in our division that is that good on defense. Nobody we played and no team I've seen on film is that good on defense. They're really good football players.
South Dakota coach Joe Glenn tells it like it is, but the man knows football, and he recognizes the Bison are rounding into championship form again. The Bison are rolling. NDSU steamrolled South Dakota this weekend. They've won 32 straight games. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Klieman. And Coach, South Dakota had been playing teams very tough at home. I'm sure you were aware of that going in and really harped it into the kids that, hey, these guys play well here.
Yeah, they really do, and I thought they had a great plan early in the game and stopped us a few times offensively and gave us some fits defensively. I know Joe would have those guys ready to play, and I applaud our kids. They came out with great energy and were ready to play on Saturday.
Looks like all the guys are having fun, too. I think they're embracing this, aren't they? Like you said, you know, you don't talk about the streak. You don't talk about it much in the locker room at all, but these guys are just having fun, winning plays and taking game by game, aren't they?
Absolutely. You know, it's just one play at a time is kind of our motto right now, and the guys are having a lot of fun, and it's a great group of guys to be around because they can laugh and joke and mess around, but then they know when it's time to get serious, and they had a great performance on Saturday. Yeah,
they were sharp against South Dakota. Let's break this down in the first half here. The Bison lost the coin toss again. That's 2 weeks in a row. We'll have to work on that one. Front four played well early, though, huh?
Yeah, our defensive front is playing outstanding football. Good job here by Mike Hardy and Nate Tangway coming in and converging on the sack and getting us out of that series.
Big day on the ground again, I thought, especially out on the edge early.
Yeah, we did a great job blocking. The Rams excellent, getting the perimeter for John, and John hits the corner for a big gain.
This led to a field goal here. He stepped out at the 25 right there, and this led to 3 points early on, kind of set the tone.
Yeah, it did. I thought South Dakota played really good red zone defense, and we were able to get points, and that's what we always need on that first drive.
Back to the front four on defense, Nate Tangway playing well.
Yeah, Nate's doing a really nice job. Good call, good blitz there by Coach Ince, and we were able to get a short gain.
Well, they had nothing to lose, so they're pulling out all the stops. They fake a punt.
They do fake a punt. I don't have many answers for this one. They complete it, and we'll talk about it in the staff when we get there today.
Yeah, there was a holding penalty on the Bison, actually. It looked like lots of ineligible receivers downfield for South Dakota. They might have snuck away with one right there, but at any route, they got the first down. Short routes were not there for them, though.
No, we did a great job of passing off these short routes, and Carlton does a great job of knocking that ball away, and they called it an incompletion.
R.J. Urzendowski, boy, what can you say about this kid? He just has great hands.
Exceptional route runner, tremendous hands, and Carson's got a tremendous amount of confidence in R.J.
This leads to a field goal again, so you get points again. It's 6-0, but you have really set the tone offensively, moving the ball.
Yeah, we're moving the football. We were disappointed on that series that we didn't get a touchdown, but we're controlling the line of scrimmage, and we're controlling the time of possession.
Takeaway here, a great strip by Esley Thornton.
What a great play by Esley. It's something that we preach every day at practice. Second man in, strips the ball, and Dudzik's there to recover it.
Well, this was a game where King Frazier really kind of broke out. He went over 100 yards.
Yeah, King hits the hole. Great blocking by the O-line and tight ends, and a big gain inside the 10-yard line.
You know, the left side of the blocking right here, Jack Plankers played at guard in this game. Boy, they really opened some holes.
They opened up a lot of holes, and John bounces off a couple of tacklers, and we're able to get in the end zone there.
You know, King Frazier back on offense, not just an edge runner, he can go right up the gut here.
Boy, he sure can, and he's got an explosiveness to him, and punishing runner downfield. Really happy for King and his progress so far.
John Crockett's really starting to make plays in the passing game. 2nd and 24 here. It's a screen pass.
Great call by Coach Polisek. Great job blocking up front. John makes a guy miss, and we get all that back from the penalty we'd had previous.
Luke Albers turning into a nice tight end.
Lucas is playing at a real high level, and with Kevin down the last 2 weeks, Lucas has gotten a lot more opportunities.
So it's 20-0. The route is on, and here is C.J. Smith. Boy, the pass defense for NDSU is just exceptional.
Yeah, this is a great play by C.J. We had worked this route all week. They'd run it against C.J. last year, and C.J. made him pay with an interception.
You know, Carson did take some hits in this game, didn't he? Here's a sack.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job of getting pressure on the passer and coming up and forcing Carson into some early throws, or in that case, they got a sack.
This was probably only part of the game where they had a little momentum. They did put a drive together here.
I thought they did a nice job marching it down the field. I think Earl's a really good football player as a quarterback, and they do enough things to make some plays, and they convert a 4th down here, and then they're going to get in the end zone. 4th
and 1, they get a yard and an inch there. They got the first down, but they get a touchdown here. It's 20-7.
Yeah, their kid makes a nice play over Jordan. Jordan's in good position. It's one of those 50-50 balls we talk about, and Champ will bounce back from that.
No chance for momentum, though, because right before half, you only have 40 seconds. Tremendous clock management by Carson.
Really good job by all of our offensive staff. We work this every Monday on the 2-minute drill. Carson does a good job and gets us into field goal range.
It was only 3 points, but it was a statement because you only had 40 seconds to work with, and you drove quite a ways right there to make it 23-7. Sees the momentum back going into the locker room. There you see the first half numbers. John Crockett already over 100 yards. Carson Wentz very solid. The offense was rolling at 285. Speaking of the offense, this week on the Gate City Bank hot seat, it's Zach Vraw. Tell us your hometown and the best thing about it.
Rosemount, Minnesota, and my favorite part about it is it has a small town feel, but it's still close to the city.
There you go. Who's the loudest member of the team?
That would be D. Gray, a.k.a. Solo, a.k.a. GME, the man of 100 hashtag names. Twitter names, I should say.
Favorite way to relax at practice without getting caught?
Probably hanging out with the quarterbacks during special teams, making it look like I'm doing something.
Would you rather have it 100 degrees or 10 below zero?
Probably 100 degrees.
Favorite kind of music?
I actually don't have one, but, you know, all of them have grown on me, especially country, since I've got here.
Okay. What annoys you most about another person? What's your pet peeve?
That would be when Trevor Gebhardt tells stories while he's eating and chewing with his mouth open.
What's the worst part of your personality?
Probably being too laid back at times, not getting fired up when I should, or the other way around.
Okay. What do you like most about Coach Klieman?
Just how approachable he is. He's easy to talk to, and you don't really feel intimidated by him at all.
Describe the feeling during the tunnel walk at the Dome.
Gives me chills, does about everything unnatural to my body in a good way. Well,
Coach, this game had a good vibe to it. Had to feel good at 23-7 at halftime.
Felt really good, especially after getting the field goal that ended the first half. But they were going to get the opening second half kickoff, and we had to make a statement on defense. Then the offense had to go punch it in.
Let's talk about the second half, and we haven't talked about him yet, but Nick DeLuca stepped in for the injured Travis Beck, and boy, he made some plays. This is a great one here.
This is a great interception, and Nick played a tremendous game for us. And Travis couldn't go, and Nick got the start and lived up to his ability. He's a great football player.
You make him pay here. What a catch by RJ.
Good job stepping up in the pocket, and unbelievable catch. Yeah. Great hand-eye coordination for a touchdown.
30-7. That true freshman from Omaha is making some plays. Now, on the extra point, Jeremy Kelly did get injured.
Yeah, he's had a back injury, and he kind of re-aggravated that, so we'll find out on Monday.
They did rush for over 100 in this game. They had some moments where they saw a little traction.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job rushing the football, and there's some things that we have to shore up on defense.
Almost a pick six here for Colton.
Yeah, Higgs jumped the route, and I think he probably wanted to have that one back, but a great break on the football.
Now, at this point in the game, you have it in control, but right here they do pin you after you force a punt there. There were two penalties here. There's a holding, so you have to punt from the back of your end zone. That's always a tough spot to be in, isn't it?
It's always a tough spot to be in, but it's something that we work on a weekly basis, and it's probably good for us to get that on film for ourselves to evaluate it.
So they were all excited, but there's nowhere to throw again.
No, really good coverage on the back end with the DBs and linebackers.
See Schatz get hurt there, but he came right back in. Just a minor dent. It's really hard to hurt Brian. He is tough. How about a sack here?
Yeah, Carlton, boy, does he add on quickly, and he's got tremendous speed and able to get the big sack.
Again, mixing the backs up nicely. King Frazier, again, we've seen a lot of him in this game. He had a nice day.
He did, and I really like the action of our offense, showing the jet sweep we've run so often and then handing it to King. It really changed the defense's eyes.
How about the patience for Carson here? Looks like he's in trouble, but he just surveys the field, finds somebody.
Does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield. John stays alive in the passing game, and he's definitely a threat in the throwing game with John. We're really happy to see that.
Yards after the catch, he really makes moves, doesn't he?
Boy, he does.
Yeah, 37-7 now. Tackle for a loss here again, Tangway.
Yeah, great job by Greg Menard and Nate Tangway getting the big TFL.
You know, RJ runs good routes, doesn't he? We see another play from him. He went over 100 in this game. He's just solid in every phase.
Yeah, he really is. A great play fake by Carson. Good protection by the O-line and throws a strike.
Now inside the 20, it's 3rd and 6 here. Carson keeps it. He gets 5, so you're forced into a field goal, but a nice decision here, too.
Yeah, it was. He thought he had the first down. I think he steps out maybe a yard short, but we come in and get at him. He's kind of automatic right now.
4 for 4. He had a good day.
He had a great day.
Yeah, he had a 49-yarder right before half there. He's kicking well. Now, their quarterback, you know, they have some offensive line problems right now. He's a nice player, though.
I think he's a really good player. He came in last year and did some really good things, and he's been injured this year, but I think this is his 2nd or 3rd game back, and I think he's a good player. Great hustle by Zach Colvin coming from the opposite side.
How about how hard your guys play? It's 40-7 now. The game's almost over, but look at Little John here.
Yeah, our guys are always going to play hard. That's the staple of our defense is playing fast and playing hard, and they sure did that for 60 minutes.
This is a 4th and 3 play. Good coverage by Zach Colvin.
Great job by Zach of knocking the ball away at the last second to eliminate the touchdown.
Talk about the young player, Tyler Rice. He has a lot of speed.
He really does, and we need to get Tyler involved. We see him on the jet sweep here. Tyler does a good job, and he's going to continue to get better.
Churning out yards now with King at the end here, and Chase Morlock is going to get some action. He almost broke that one right now. Now we see Chase break one and really salt the game away.
Yeah, our offensive line's doing a tremendous job. Great block there by Zach Johnson from Fargo. He made a great block, and Chase followed it and went in for a touchdown.
Yeah, Zach Johnson of Fargo came in at backup center there. Jesse Hines played well, and we wrap it up here with MJ Stumpf, a nice hit.
Yeah, MJ's a good football player, and he takes his reps and did a great job in making that play.
All right, the final score as things wrap up here for the Bison in South Dakota, 47-7. That's 143-7. The Bison have outscored South Dakota in the last 3 years. Unreal. 524 yards of total offense. Crockett was great. Urzendowski was fantastic. Let's hear from him after the game.
It just seems like a new receiver steps up for us each week, and today was my turn. Carson just does a great job of finding whoever's open, and it's hard for defenses because our run game's so good, so they don't really know who to key on, and opens up the pass game. So
it's fun to be able to split out there and go catch some balls, and it kind of adds another element to the offense. Where you got to worry about me out there running the ball, then you got to worry about me in the pass game, and I got a hell of a quarterback, so he'll put it on the money, and my job is to do a little bit after the catch. So
we prepared like every other week. Our goal is to improve every week. We can't have a letdown no matter who we're playing. So they were on us just as hard as we always are, and we just got to keep improving.
And we've had letdowns before in the past years, and we understand that, especially in this conference, that you can't do that because everybody's good. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody can, win a game if you don't, do what you're supposed to do as a team. And, it's exciting to be able to have those guys, mentally focused, especially the younger guys, come out and know that, we need them to step up each and every game.
Great comments by John. Time for our Nodak Mutual Insurance Player of the Game. Nick DeLuca is going to be a force. He is the future at linebacker. He had his coming out party this weekend, first career start, and all he did was record 12 tackles and intercept a pass. He's a big physical middle linebacker, but the best part is he was ready when his number was called.
I'm just happy with the opportunity to go in and play. Coach came up and told me this morning that I was going to be starting, so felt pretty prepared all week and stepped in and gave my best shot. I had a bunch of family coming up. It's only about 2 hours away for us from Omaha, so luckily they were fortunate to come up, and it was good to see them all. So.
Seems like a great kid. He's a great player. He was a good find out of Omaha, wasn't he?
Boy, he sure was, and he said it. He had a chance to prepare all week to be the starter, and he learned behind Grant Olson last year, learned behind Carlton Littlejohn. He was ready for this opportunity, and he answered all the questions that people had, and we didn't drop off at all. He had an exceptional football game. Really happy for Nick.
Yep, great kid. Let's sort through the injuries a little bit. Now, there are 3 guys who did not play in this game. Vodlin, Travis Beck, Austin Cooner. Now that they set out, they're probably going to be okay. Are they progressing good?
They're progressing. I think Austin probably will practice early in the week. Travis and Kevin probably middle of the week. But we need our full complement of guys this week with South Dakota State, and I envision all 3 of those guys playing. Now,
Jeremy Kelly got injured. He's had back issues. You talked about that. But Mike Hardy also took an injury in this game.
Yeah, Mike had a rib injury, but I expect Mike from Sioux Falls is going to play when the Jackrabbits come into town. And, Jeremy will find out a little bit more on Monday with his back. I think he's getting an MRI, but hopefully we'll get him back relatively quickly.
I wanted to talk about Jack Plankers out of Kindred. I thought he played very well, played a lot of snaps in this game with the injuries. We'll see this left side here, number 70. He played at guard, he played at tackle, he played probably a lot more reps than he's used to.
Well, he's so versatile, and we were fortunate we were able to move him to guard last week when Austin got hurt. He's been splitting time with Landon at tackle, so exceptional football player. Really happy for Jack and his progress he's making. He's just a sophomore, so he's continuing to get better and better.
Boy, with Haig on the left tackle there and Plankers on the left guard, that's a dominating left side there, as we saw on that drive, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the key to the whole group is Jesse Hines as a center, and as a fifth-year senior. Jesse's having a tremendous football season.
Let's talk about the running backs again, just a little more about King Frazier, his abilities, and look at the numbers of all three running backs. I mean, 887 for Crockett now. Frazier's over 400, Morlock's over 300. But talk about King specifically, his running style. How different is he from the other two?
Not drastically. You know, he can hit it inside. He's got the speed to break it outside. He's fresh when he comes in, and I think that really helps, and it gives us kind of a change of pace. A little bit with John. Maybe they think that we're just going to run it all the time because John's in the game. Then King comes in, and I give credit to Coach Polasek. He called a great game and gave King a number of opportunities.
You know, and King came from Nebraska, but he was a highly recruited kid out of high school, wasn't he? I mean, he was a talent, and is he fitting in at NDSU now?
Yeah, he is. He's out of Lee Summit, Missouri. I recruited him, and then he ended up going to Nebraska. And then during all the changeover of coaches, he called and said he wanted to be a part of the Bison. And interesting, Randy Hedberg was recruiting him at Southern at that time as well. So between Randy and I, we convinced him to come to the Bison, and what a great addition to our football team.
Yeah, we're certainly happy to have King Frazier in the lineup. Well, John Crockett has had a great season. He's turning into a great guy, a mature human being. We're going to dive deeper in with John Crockett in our Olaf Anderson construction feature story. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. John Crockett is a great running back. He has a great personality, but he is not all flash. There's lots of substance to John. He is a responsible, maturing kid who off the field is playing a huge role for his family. In this week's Olaf Anderson construction feature story, we learn more about John Crockett.
Over the past 3 seasons, Bison fans have come to know John Crockett for his consistent production and his intense alter ego, Taz. But this year, there's been a new John Crockett on the team, the family man.
Sometimes a lot of people, the sibling rivalry takes over, and they want to be better than the other. But I mean, it is what it is. Why not both grow? You know?
John has 5 siblings and has opened up his home to his 2 younger brothers, even helping his brother Shadid transfer from Montana State to NDSU and try to walk onto the football team as a wide receiver.
The minute I got here, I could feel a different vibe. Like, I'm gonna have to step up to something different, and it's a whole different area because everybody knew who he was.
Shadid is the quiet one, and well, you know about John's personality. The younger Crockett is working his way back from hip surgery, and while it's always tough being the younger sibling, it's especially difficult when big brother is one of the best running backs to ever play for a school that's produced some great ones.
Don't try to live in my footsteps. Don't try to live in my shadow, because that's, it's gonna be tough. You got to be you, man. You got to do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, when the time comes, just be ready to perform, because you have to perform here now.
And while that sibling rivalry will always be there,
I told him I don't lose, D.
I mean, he may lose sometimes.
Nah.
The elder Crockett has matured into more of a leader in his family, as well as on the field.
Having them here with me, it gives me the driving force that, I have to be the first, because I'm the oldest. I have to be the first one that, takes care of business and show, like, this is what we're about now. This is the family. Like, let's do it. Let's go. Come on. So it's fun. It's cool.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Jamal Spencer.
That's a side from John we don't normally see, but he's been through a lot, but he is maturing, isn't he?
He really is, and what a fun guy to be around.
Yeah.
Always brings a smile to practice, to the football office, and he's having a great season for us. We had that alarm go off for an hour and a half, and there was 2 guys I wasn't worried about sleeping, Crockett and Coach Polasek. Those 2 guys slept right through it. But John's doing a great job for us this year as a leader on and off the field, as well as by his play.
No question. Well, in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we talked defensive end. The Bison will lose Kyle Emanuel and Mike Hardy, but there is talent coming Greg Menard is playing as a true freshman. He was a highly touted recruit. He was AP All-State First Team All-Metro. He was the single-season sack record holder for Lakeville North in the Twin Cities. He has a great foundation as his career starts.
It's a lot different than what you see watching it back home as a recruit. I'm like, oh, the Bison just win. It's easy, and they win. And when you get here, you realize it's not by accident. It's about hard work, preparation, dedication, and people put a lot of time into football here and care about it. And so that's how they get the wins. It's not just, it doesn't just happen.
I thought that was a great comment, great perspective. You know, from an outside source, you think, oh, they just win, that's how it happens, but a lot of effort goes into winning. That's a pretty good comment by him.
Yeah, that really is, and he's a really mature freshman, and we pulled his red shirt when Mike Hardy was injured. He plays so fast, and he plays so hard, and he really buys into what Coach Kane and those older guys are trying to preach and teach to him. But Greg's going to have a great future here. He's doing a great job as a true freshman, and he's got 3 more years ahead of him.
With Greg and Brad Ambrosius, the future at D-end is pretty solid because there's 2 good seniors there right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're able to get those other guys, including Alex Hahn, in the rotation. So we're playing 5 guys at D-end right now.
Yep. Coming up, it's the Dakota marker game. South Dakota State will come to the Fargo Dome. It's always a big and fun week. We'll preview it. Stay with us. Well, it's a rivalry week. South Dakota State comes to the Fargo Dome. It's a 2:30 kickoff statewide on the NBC network, of course, and we'll have the Bison Radio Network fired up also. But, Coach, let's talk about South Dakota State a little bit. They lost at home to Youngstown. They're 5-3 right now, but Stiegelmeier always has his team ready for this game. Oh, absolutely. It's a great rivalry game. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Stiegelmeier and the program that he has, and it'll be a great football game. You know, they went to Northern Iowa and won 2 weeks ago, so they're not going to be intimidated by coming in the Fargo Dome. We've got to have a great week of preparation, and our fans have got to be as loud as they always have been. Good luck, Coach. The Bison will go for their 33rd straight victory in the Dakota marker game. We'll wrap it up for you next week. Have a good week, everyone.